In Hellraiser, its creator Clive Barker has imagined a world filled with dark horror and depravity, which often tests the very extremes of human desire, suffering, and the supernatural. Among the wide variety of extremely horrific and disturbing figures within the Hellraiser universe, one of them stands out as the most pivotal of them all: the Puzzle Guardian. This figure is a rather cryptic and enigmatic entity that has become an integral part of the Hellraiser lore, specifically the part that concerns the Lament Configuration, the puzzle box that acts as the straight gateway to hell. In the course of the films, the Puzzle Guardian has always played an extremely crucial role in the narrative, both as a protector and the prime instigator of the box's torturous influence on the bearer. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is the Puzzle Guardian? The Puzzle Guardian is a seemingly unnoticeable figure at first glance. After all, who would notice a filthy-looking homeless person with a rather bizarre and unsettling appearance? However, it's only beneath this outwardly dull form that there is a much darker and more significant personality that shapes the franchise into what it is. The Guardian's primary duty is to act as a guardian and always protect the Lament Configuration, making sure that it keeps on passing from one individual to another for eternity, and that its curse keeps on spreading by allowing it to remain in circulation. They are, in fact, the ambassadors of Leviathan, who are tasked with luring souls to hell. If an attempt is made to destroy the puzzle box, the Guardian has been shown to transform into a skeletal dragon to protect it. In the comic version, it can also adopt various other demonic forms apart from the dragon. Their mission completely aligns with Leviathan's arrangement, which uses greed to guide its targets. The Guardian does all of it while maintaining the box's mystery and evading any threats to its existence. The Guardian preserves the existence of the Lament Configuration so that the suffering it brings with it is continued. It's pretty evident that the Guardian is nothing but an agent of Hell's will, carrying out a function that surpasses normal human understanding. The Puzzle Guardian makes its first appearance in the very first movie of the franchise, 1987's Hellraiser, in which it's portrayed by the actor Frank Baker. In this movie, we're introduced to the character's mysterious connection with the Lament Configuration. It is the Guardian who sells the puzzle box to Frank Cotton in Morocco. With this, he helps with setting in motion a chain of events that will eventually lead to immense suffering and torment. From this point onwards, the Guardian's involvement with the puzzle box is a consistent recurrence in the franchise. Role of the Guardian across the Hellraiser films. As the Hellraiser series progresses, the Guardian's role becomes more and more prominent, although it always retains a certain air of ambiguity within itself. It's shown to always appear at crucial moments to protect the box, sometimes in subtle ways, and at other times through more direct and dramatic means. Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, 1988. In the sequel Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, the Guardian's appearance takes a more strange turn. At the end of the film, the Guardian appears as a cricket-covered face embedded within the Pillar of Souls. Here, it represents both the physical and symbolic nature of Hell's eternal hold over humanity. The Guardian's dialogue in this scene, "What is your pleasure, sir?" is an iconic line that nearly defines the central theme of the Hellraiser universe, which is intertwined between pleasure and pain. The Guardian's role suggests that its function is not only to guard the puzzle, but also to essentially perpetuate the cycle of human suffering by offering individuals the opportunity to engage with the box. This act forever binds those humans to the horrors of hell. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, 1992. The Puzzle Guardian's role in Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, shows a more materialistic side to its existence. This time, it's played by Lawrence Mordaroff, who acts as the Guardian selling the Pillar of Souls to J.P. Monroe, a nightclub owner. The Pyramid Gallery, which is the setting of this transaction, represents the blurring lines between Earth and Hell. In this movie, the Guardian is not just a passive entity, but is someone who, in fact, facilitates the transition of Hell's influence into the real world, allowing the Pillar of Souls to move beyond its traditional confines. This marks a shift in the Guardian's role, showing that it's not just a passive observer, but an active agent in spreading Hell's dominion. Hellraiser, Hellseeker 2002. The Hellraiser Hellseeker installment, featuring Doug Bradley as the Guardian, presents a far more sinister version of the character. The Guardian here is shown running a sweatshop in a broken-down warehouse, selling the Lament Configuration to Trevor Gooden. This setting provides the idea that the Guardian operates only in the shadows, dealing with human misery while remaining oblivious to those it affects. Trevor is given a warning that the cost of the puzzle is greater than he could ever imagine. An ominous statement that truly reflects the nature of the puzzle. It offers a great deal of temptation without ever revealing the true consequences until it's too late. This film further solidifies the Guardian's role as a master manipulator who lures individuals into accepting the puzzle and thus the torment it brings. The Puzzle Guardian's purpose: a metaphor for desire and temptation. The Puzzle Guardian, like many figures in the Hellraiser series, can be seen as a metaphor for the seductive nature of desire. In many ways, the Guardian's actions mirror the way in which humans interact with greed and temptation. Always at a distance, always lurking, always presenting itself at the moment when they are most vulnerable. But it should also be noted that the Guardian does not essentially compel people to open the box, but instead just ensures that they have the opportunity to do so, creating an environment where the decision to engage with the puzzle feels tempting enough to forego. This engaging equation between free will and destiny is at the very core of the Guardian's existence. It exists as a facilitator of desire, providing individuals with the chance to unlock the mysteries of the Lament Configuration, a puzzle that is fully tied to the exploration of pain and pleasure. By offering the puzzle box to people, the Guardian allows individuals to explore their deepest desires, but also to be subjected to the terrible consequences of unlocking the horrors of hell. The Puzzle Guardian's origins in the comics. The Hellraiser comics, particularly those published by Epic Comics, explore the very origins of the Puzzle Guardian in greater detail. These comics, especially the story titled Mazes of the Mind in the 5th issue, delve into the creation of the Guardian by a Cenobite named Orno. The process is far more tragic and complicated than a simple guardianship role. Orno, a Cenobite, selects a raw material from hell, a soul whose mind he manipulates and fills his mind with his own essence. This being is then sent to Earth, where it must impregnate a woman. The woman dies during childbirth, and the raw material also commits suicide afterwards. The child born of this union is marked with a special destiny which only becomes clear to them when they turn 16. It is at this age that the Cenobite Orno appears, revealing their purpose and granting their own individual puzzle to the Guardians. This origin story adds a certain layer of complexity to the Puzzle Guardian, turning it from a mere character in a horror film into a tragic figure caught in an endless cycle of death, loss, and manipulation. It suggests that the Guardian is not born of choice, but is instead shaped by hell itself and is a victim of cosmic forces beyond its control. The comics also imply that there is not just one Puzzle Guardian, but several, each tied to a specific Lament Configuration. This truly broadens the scope of the Hellraiser universe, suggesting a much larger cosmic plan in which multiple Guardians serve as agents of hell across different planes of existence. Thematic implications of the Puzzle Guardian. The character of the Puzzle Guardian serves as a focal point for several key themes in the Hellraiser universe: temptation and choice. The Guardian's primary role is to offer the Lament Configuration to those who seek it, presenting them with the ultimate choice: to unlock the box and delve into the forbidden. This dynamic is central to the Hellraiser series, as the puzzle represents both a physical object and an existential choice, a choice that comes with consequences far more terrible than anyone can ever imagine. Fate and free will. The tragic origins of the Guardian in the comics suggest that it has been severely caught in an unfortunate cycle of fate. The particular individual destined to become the Puzzle Guardian is not allowed the freedom to choose their own path, but is just a product of manipulation by powers much higher than itself. This particular element of the Guardian's creation aligns with one of Hellraiser's core themes: the lack of true agency in a world governed by desire and suffering. suffering as the ultimate pleasure. The Guardian's fateful connection to the Lament Configuration explains the Hellraiser philosophy that suffering is an integral part of the human experience, and it's only through this suffering that the ultimate pleasures, whether spiritual or physical, are realized. Even if the Guardian wants, it cannot escape from its role of maintaining the Lament Configuration for use by unsuspecting but greedy individuals. Hence, it is both a keeper of the box and a silent witness to the torment it induces, displaying the ultimate duality of pleasure and pain. Marvelous verdict. After learning the facts, we fully realize that the Puzzle Guardian is far more than a mere servant of hell. It represents a tragic external force within the Hellraiser series, a being fated to serve the desires of others while remaining bound by a higher cosmic power. Whether in its cinematic depictions or its origins in the Hellraiser comics, the Puzzle Guardian has always been an enigmatic and haunting figure, one whose presence signifies the unavoidable appeal of the Lament Configuration and, along with it, the suffering that it promises. The Guardian's role is a reminder of the much darker truths of human nature, that desire, temptation, and suffering are intertwined, and the price of curiosity may be far greater than anyone would ever be willing to pay. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.